Welcome to the Lifestyle Medicine Update. I'm Dr. James Meschino. A major study from Loma Linda University has shown that the intake of dairy milk is associated with a greater risk of breast cancer in women, up to 80% depending upon the amount consumed. So the study was published in the International Journal of Epidemiology in February of 2020. It examined dietary intakes of nearly 53,000 North American women, all of whom were initially free of cancer and were followed for about an 8-year period. This is a very large study. I think it's a meaningful study. The study also factored in the demographics, family history of breast cancer, physical activity of the women, alcohol consumption, hormone and other medication use, breast cancer screening, and reproductive and gynecological history. So it factored in all of these different variables to make sure that what they were looking for from a dietary standpoint would actually be something that was meaningful. By the end of the study period, there were 1,057 new breast cancer cases during the follow-up. So over the 8-year period, over 1,000 women developed breast cancer. The study did not find a link between soy milk or soy products and risk of breast cancer. In fact, in those who substituted soy milk for cow's milk, there was a marked reduction in breast cancer risk. I say that because many women are afraid of having soy milk and soy products. But study after study from human data has been showing that, in fact, soy products may be protective. Now, regarding the consumption of cow's milk, the researchers explained that there was fairly strong evidence that either dairy milk or some other factor closely related to drinking dairy milk is a cause of breast cancer in women. As the researchers explained, consuming as little as 1/4 to 1/3 cup of dairy milk per day was associated with an increased risk of breast cancer of 30%. By drinking up to 1 cup per day, the associated risk went up to 50% increase. And for those drinking 2 to 3 cups of milk per day, the risk increased further to 70 to 80%, an increased risk of 70 to 80%. It didn't seem to matter if the milk was high-fat milk or low-fat milk or non-fat milk. They were all associated with the same breast cancer risk. But of special note is the fact that the consumption of yogurt and cheese did not appear to increase risk of breast cancer. We'll come back to that. You know, for a long time I've advocated for the consumption of low-fat Greek yogurt and the inclusion of soy products in the diet, and I stand by that today. As the researchers stated, this raises the possibility that dairy alternative milks like soy milk, almond milk, oat milk may be optimal choices. This study, by the way, is consistent with the recent report suggesting that vegans who only eat plant-based foods, but not lacto-ovo-vegetarians, people that have milk products but they don't have meat, experience less breast cancer than non-vegetarians. So only the vegans showed less breast cancer. The ones who were still having dairy products but no meat still had the same incidence of breast cancer as women who were eating meat. So only the vegans showed the protective effect. What might be causing breast cancer from milk and meat consumption may be the presence of higher levels of the hormone insulin-like growth factor 1, which is thought to promote certain cancers. So many animals receive growth hormone treatment, which raises the animal's IGF-1 levels. IGF-1 is a hormone called insulin-like growth factor 1, and they have higher levels in their blood and in their body. When we drink the milk or we eat meat of these animals, we also ingest the IGF-1 hormone found in these foods. And IGF-1 acts like a fertilizer, prompting our cells to divide at a faster and faster rate, which increases the risk of genetic mutations that can cause cancer. In this case, breast cancer, as the speculation goes. Now, when fermented dairy products like yogurt and cheese, the hormones are likely broken down by the fermentation process, making them a safer bet from a breast cancer standpoint. That's why we think yogurt and cheese are safer from a standpoint of breast cancer. At least that's the thinking of many experts. So I think the day is coming whereby dairy farming practices, that means the administration of growth hormone to optimize milk production, or the recommendations to the public about milk consumption, are going to change. So I think this study is quite meaningful, and that the use of low-fat Greek yogurt should be your highest priority dairy choice in my view. In addition, using soy milk, almond milk, oat milk are emerging as safer substitutes than the use of cow's milk regarding breast cancer risk. So I've included the scientific references for this information in the text below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.